about 3 days after the actual show happened. But here it is, the summer struggle in Jinju State in review, as the shortish card. It starts off with Master Wado versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru, which Yakuza kick in the corner from Kanemaru, awesome flying kick from Wado. There's a ref bump, a reverse DDT from Kanemaru. Master Wado hits his alley oop, and then right afterwards, a roll up from Kanemaru, and he gets the win off of that. I mean, oof. Big oof there. Master Wado's first big singles loss. That's tough. Especially the way it was. Like, he hits his finish, and then Kanemaru just, gets a roll up on him. Well, not really, wasn't his finish. I mean, it's the alley-oop, it's not his actual finish. But it's one of his main kind of big moves that he does, and he just rolls him up afterward. It just, I don't know. I didn't like the finish. Not just because he lost, but just the way he lost. Definitely hurt that a lot more. It just was fucking dumb. But the KOPW, the King of Pro Wrestling 4-way matchup, El Desperado, Toru Yano, Sonata, and Kazuchika Okada. During Okada's entrance, Desperado and Sonata jump on Yano. Yano rolls up Okada for a 2 count. Sonata whips Yano into the exposed buckle and locks him in a paradise lock. Sonata and Okada trade strikes. A backbreaker from Sonata. He goes for that moonsault off the top, which he lands on his feet because Okada rolls out of the way. Which then he hits the John Woo dropkick, sending Sonata down. Skulls in from Sonata. Desperado gets on the top rope, hits a frog splash while Okada lays on top of Sonata and the skulls in. It's not really, no, it's kind of, yeah, I mean, you could say he lays on top of him. Yeah, that makes sense. As Okada hits the drop kick, locks in that modified $1 million dream. As a ref bump, Yano with a low blow on Okada, and Toru fucking Yano steals the first ever King of Pro Wrestling, pinning Kazuchika Okada with a roll up. How fun! These first 2 matches have flown by. Just my god. As never open weight title matchup, Minoru Suzuki, Shingo Takagi. As right out of the gate, they trade strikes. Arm trapped in the ropes, armbar from Suzuki. Saito suplex from Shingo gets a 2 count. They trade forearm shots. Suzuki ducks the pumping bomber into a sleeper. Shingo gets out of it. Suzuki with another sleeper hold. Again, Shingo gets out of it. Pumping bomber. Suzuki gets out of 2. As bless Minoru Suzuki for taking the Made in Japan bump. That is a tough bump to take at 50-some years old. What she kicks out of 2 of. Both men fighting for their finishers. Suzuki drops down, absorbs the layers, then hits his running single leg drop kick, which gets a roar from the crowd after that one. As Suzuki gives a point in the sky for Karl Gotch as he's setting up for the Gotch style pile driver. He hits it and he pins Shingo Takagi, picking up the win. His second ever Never Openweight title reign has begun, and again, the Never Openweight champion is Minoru Suzuki. What a run fucking Shingo had. Sucks it came to an end, especially at kind of this show, where I feel like this show's going to be forgettable. Well, I'll kind of talk about it at the end, but, I figured Shingo should have kept the belt, but that's just me. I'm not too upset about it. I mean, Minoru Suzuki is the bigger name, bigger draw, so it makes sense from that perspective. If you're going to go off of selling tickets, Suzuki's probably bringing more people into the stadium than fucking, or not just the stadium, an arena, than probably Shingo is. But Shingo, still, I mean, Shingo's the fucking man. And hopefully this means bigger and better pastures for him. As the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title matchup, Taiji Ishimori and Hiromu Takahashi, they trade strikes right out of the gate, as well as, we knew this one was going to start out fast. Ishimori's gear is on fucking point for this one. I loved it. It was perfect. As Golden Triangle moonsault from Ishimori, 450 splash on the arm, goes for the crossface omoplata, but Hiromu gets to the ropes. Hiromu with a Rana, dropkick off the apron, sends Ishimori into the barricade. Falcon Arrow from Hiromu, Ishimori kicks out of 2, Poison Rana from Ishimori. Hiromu with an overhead belly to the buckle. A not complete version of the time bomb. He just kind of drops him on his head as Hiromu gets a 2 count out of that. Both men with lariats. Death Valley driver in the corner from Hiromu. Time bomb, just the regular time bomb, and Ishimori kicks out of 2. A crossface omoplata again from Ishimori, and this time he makes him tap out from it. Fucking another LIJ guy loses his belt. Nice is going to be the only one. But a great match, though. Both guys are awesome, and so I can't really be mad. Ishimori's fucking awesome. I'm always happy when he does well, especially in New Japan. It's not like he said no anymore or anything. God, that seems like a lifetime ago. But, if this leads to heavyweight Hiromu, I'm all for it as a co-main event. And, man, this fucking show has just flown right by. I'm just kind of losing it. This probably show, in general, was probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, which... for like a kind of a big show like this, where there's all the titles but the never openweight 6-man and the junior tag belts are on the line, that's, it seems like it just flew by as the IWGP Tag Team Title matchup, Golden Aces versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi. Taichi and Ibushi started out. Zack tries to attack Ibushi from behind right when the bell starts, but Ibushi saw it coming, stops it. Golden Aces double team as a flying forearm from Tanahashi, big ass suplex from Taichi. Tanahashi lands right on the back of his fucking head. Suzuki gun double team on Tanahashi. Tanahashi makes the hot tag to Ibushi as the sun goes down, and that was kind of cool, as now we're into the darkness, as Ibushi is a coke god. It's just what I put in my note. It must have just had a crazy hot tag. A soul butt from Taichi, kicks the body from Taichi, both men trade body kicks as Ibushi, Ibushi's fucking body kicks must feel like the absolute worst, as he's an actual fucking, boy, he lays him in, as Ibushi catches the super kick, counters it with a soul butt. Both men hit the mat after their respective head kicks. Tanahashi with a rope-assisted dragon screw leg whip on Zack Sabre Jr. Zack counters the sling blade and a cross armbar. As Ibushi breaks up with knees to both men, as he, flying knee to fucking Zack Sabre Jr., another running knee to Taichi. Double teams on Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. Standing high fly flow from Tanahashi. Goes for the regular version. He eats shit on it. Double team on Tanahashi. Zack pins him and he gets the win. I mean, just goddamn, nothing is going right for our heroes of New Japan. Felt like that was the wrong decision. I don't want to feel like this has just been a night of wrong decisions, but this is probably the biggest one. Well, maybe not the biggest one, because it's main event time. IWGP Heavyweight Title matchup, Tetsuya Naito versus Evil. As this went on for far too long, in my opinion, about 30 minutes. But I'm cutting this review a little short, because who cares how we got here? Tetsuya Naito is the double champion again, and that's all that matters in this sad COVID world. To summarize it was basically, you had not really typical Bullet Club shenanigans. It didn't feel like, at least in my opinion, that, as much as they could have drew this out more, I felt like they densed this down. That everybody, is all what mattered was having Tetsuya Naito win at the end and, overcoming the odds, if you will, and winning. At the end it was, blocking the low blow, dumping Evil on his head before hitting the Destino. There was an awesome shot of Naito doing his pose with the belts with fireworks going off behind him. That was awesome. This match, or not really this match, this show, it felt like a B show with the time and the half the crowd, which the half crowd, that was a COVID thing. They couldn't take that, they couldn't fix that at all. But just this, Jinju Stadium, big ass stadium, and you just kind of see like every other person. It's just very off-putting. I know it's tough to kind of critique that. I'm not critiquing it. I'm just, saying out loud, just kind of my thought process watching this show was just like, man, this just felt like a B show. I don't know. That was just kind of my big takeaway. The biggest takeaway, though, is that Tetsuya Naito won the main event. And that was really the big match that's promoted and whatnot. So it makes sense that that's what the big takeaway should be. As bless that poor man, Tetsuya Naito. All is right in the world. Match of the night, it's a toss-up between Hiromu and Ishimori and Suzuki and Shingo. But I prefer the junior heavyweight title matchup. Wouldn't be mad if you prefer the Suzuki Shingo match. That match was also pretty fun. Tag match was actually really good. I thought that tag match was better than the first time around. But it's weird because the acoustics in that stadium, when you have a half-ass filled stadium, you just can't really feel what the crowd's feeling, and that you don't have like a fever pitch like you do in a kind of a smaller venue when everybody's on top of each other. But then when it's just an open-air stadium, just the noise, it just goes up, and there's nowhere for it to go. So it's kind of a weird translation on camera when you're watching it at home. But 3 days later, but I got it in my review of the New Japan Summer Struggle in Jinju Stadium show. What a month September is going to be, though. It is going to be in Japan. The Champion Carnival, the G1, and the N1 Victory all happening in the same month. All starting in the same month, which get ready for those fucking previews. The N1 Victory, that lineup's looking stacked. Champion Carnival's looking fucking stacked. It's not gonna... That one, it sucks that COVID happened, because Takahashi Sugiura and the Champion Carnival have been fucking sick. But the G1, it's weird. Out of those three, G1 is probably my least looking forward to. With the N1 being the most I'm looking forward to. Which is kind of weird. Champion Carnival, I'm in the middle. There's a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to. I want to say it's Block A that's like fucking stacked, but we'll have to wait and see. Once I'm looking at the previews and whatnot to get a more in-depth analysis on that. It was just a little Cliff Notes what I thought of all the round robins coming back to normal. We're almost there. We're slowly coming back to normal with them coming back and returning to us. As thank you all for this short, dense-ish, review. But it was fun to do nonetheless. If you watch the show, I don't think you came back wishing you had your 2 hours back. But it just flew by, though. It flew by. And that's the thing about New Japan. A lot of those shows, they kind of don't really fly by. You feel like you're getting pulled down. But that one flew by a little bit. I felt like I was just like, oh my god, we're at the main event already type of thing. You just could tell in my notes. Couldn't believe it. As I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.